I'm Antti Tenetz, working for the same organization as Levi, Finnish Art Promotion Center. My field is biological arts, art and science, and technological collaborations. I'm here to show through my own body of work how these new emerging technologies are inspiring and can be as tools for artistical practices. First example is, I will bore you a bit with the graph. So the area where we are working in the biological arts and new modes are carbon-based realm like life itself, biology, biotechnological aspect, also this computerized environment with artificial life, artificial intelligence, robotics enter into the realm, and then the biotechnological art, transgenic art with transformed organisms happens. So these big trends or tendencies in technological and philosophical sense are part of the artistical process, and through this mediumistic sense the artworks becomes quite interesting. It relates to the wider public, wider issues that we are facing in this future of us. First example is bit playful work what we did for part of the Synergen project, which was 300 million euro project about synthetic biology by European Union, run by Karlsruhe University, Technical University. One element was a series of workshops and modules for artists to understand biotechnologies and use them as a mediums and an inspiration for the artwork. So one of the works that we did with Thierry Bardini, French philosopher, was to do prediction machine with the salt bacteria and vision recognition system. So you could actually, like, in a sense, ask about the bacteria, about different kind of questions, and the movement of the bacteria, and the modified recognition system answers it. So it was prediction machine, and it was as to the point as predictions are usually are. Next spot is augmented reality work. That this was a bit like, became to me in that sense that my friend has a skull from Inari, from a bear that was shot in the head. So I was thinking what to do with it, what kind of artwork I could do, and I heard that there is in university they have really high definition laser scanner in archaeological department. I asked about it, could we collaborate, and then they were a bit like, what you're doing, and I was, well, let's scan the skull and see what happens. And I scanned the skull and then tried to seek the other artists doing things, and then I heard about Kone Foundation program, and they wanted me to do augmented reality artwork, and I did it in Kalasatama Bridge last year. So it was one of the series of art programs. So I built up narration, and then there was a track. You could actually scan it with Arilyn, and then the skull emerges and the narrative emerges in beside of the bridge. So this was like coming through strange coincidentally together, but augmented reality piece and quite high definition laser scanning anyway. Next step is maybe interesting for you, was the series of works that we did with the robots and AI in Kilpisjärvi with Ian Ingram, American artist, and Theo Karelse, Amsterdam-based theorist. We bring in basically vision recognition systems and robots into the Northern Lapland. Ian built it and has been building up robots that communicates with the animals. So this is, for example, work that uses the raven hooves, because they communicate by scratching the branches of the trees. So there's a system that recognizes ravens when they come nearby, and then it starts to communicate, and ravens are of course a bit blurred of what is happening. But this was not so successful work that he has previously done. He uses the squirrel emergence systems in Holland, that the robots actually recognize dog entering in, and then the tails of the robot were showing squirrels that there is a danger around, and the animals actually recognize the danger based on that. So this is a philosophical, playful part of the work. I did some hacking of the drone cameras, because I use basis of inspiration of Nature article about hawks seeing UV rays. So I built up UV IR range camera by hand using the wood glass, like old methods, breaking up the cameras, building up lenses, and flying on the actual research sites. Random Forest is actually a program that is testing the AI more wide, since we use the TensorFlow, Google's vision recognition system. We teach it to northern species. We get outcomes of some bit psychedelic answers, because the AI didn't recognize the environment so well. So we use it as a basis for the artworks, and and it's still ongoing process and part of the Random Forest program that actually explores different aspects of AI in nature or AI in human future. I did some orthographic imaging and we run them also into the system. Then there's more traditional work. I use the animal tracking, animal tracks, GPS satellite tracking methods, and also like hunting methods to actually track the species. Build up traditional artworks using LED lighting, sculptures, videos, made expanded portraits of the animals because we usually see animals as a BBC style portraits done with the camera with lens cut out from the scenery. So I wanted to show the whole spectrum of male wolf, for example, during 3 months period of time. Because animal is more like a force field on the nature than actually single object or image in our screens. So this is serious work that I have been doing during the last 5 years. The last piece that I have been doing was in Manifesta in Sicily and Rome last weekend, that I used actual bird trackings from Finland. Finnish bird enthusiast has been putting satellite tracking systems with the scientists, and they actually follow the pattern how humans migrate now to the Europe. So I use this kind of correlation of biological organisms passing borders. If you take all of the border ideological aspects out, we are quite close to these kind of traffic routes of the life. And it ended up to be video piece, modified graphics, and things like that, gaming material and game engine systems. So as a whole, you can see that there's a quite wide range of techniques that you can actually use. You can get inspired. I do a lot of collaborations with different scientists, different research units, some of you here also. So it's more collaborative kind of work. Like the first example of biological work was done by artists and philosophers. So it's a bit different from traditional understanding of the artistical processes or role of the artist. So as I see, it's more collaborative process, and it's also more open. So we share information and we have workshopping and things like that. So I'm happy to talk more a bit later, and let's start the panel.